Bro, will we ever see a better basketball game than we saw yesterday?
Maybe in the future, but from what I've seen in the past, I think this game will end up as one of the best basketball games ever, if not the best. I know it might be recency bias, it might be subjective, but what we saw from USA and Serbia and all the drama, all the storyline before, I wanted to start this by going, the debate between the Europe and the USA, the EuroLeague, the NBA. Then you have the world champions of what story?
Then you have this team potentially being better than '92 Olympic team, which that discussion is over now. 100%.
I mean, and then you have Team USA losing last year in the World Cup, to Germany, then losing the bronze medal game. And all the talking that has been done, the Team USA getting the Avenger squad, getting LeBron, Steph, KD on one team for the first and final time for sure. And then you have this game where Serbia played their hearts out, where Serbia mixed several defensive schemes, made every shot possible. How many threes they made? I think 16.
They made 15 out of 30 in the first three quarters and missed all 9 in the last quarter.
Wow. Yeah,
so they almost a perfect game. Like we said before this game, Serbia will need to play a game of their lifetime in order to win. And they did. And there were some details in the fourth quarter. Some of them, we must say, were the referees with their calls.
I agree.
Some of them were no calls from the refs. I'm talking about all the carrying of the ball, all the traveling.
LeBron traveled to Britain from Paris on that one.
Yeah.
But, and then in the end, you have this storyline that's basically started like last year. And in the end, okay, Joel Embiid had a great game, but he did it like in the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter. And then in the end, you have that same trio that has been basically the face of the entire NBA league for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So many people grew up watching these three guys, idolizing them. And then you have Steph Curry, three-pointer, LeBron steal and transition basket. And then you have KD ISO with Carmelo, the other Team USA great of all time, organizing, orchestrating, all of that. And you have KD nailing that mid-range jumper that he's been so famous for. And it's just...
And you can't ask for a better defense from Petrushev there. It's just KD. It's just the greatness of Kevin Durant, really. You couldn't ask for anything better. At the end, I mean, just, Serbia just started panicking, I think, at the moment where USA got the momentum. It just seemed like Serbia was a bit rushing on offense, taking shots that, of course, if they just made one of those threes that they took, a game would be very different. But
I thought those 2 free-pointers were crucial episodes. I think
Dobric missed
one, that's for sure.
Mitic.
And before, maybe Mitic, but I wanted to emphasize that one Nikola Jokic missed from the top of the key. Serbia had a perfect possession there. Team USA had a great defensive sequence there, but Serbia had an even better offensive possession. So many passes to get Nikola Jokic a wide open free. He misses, and you don't stop the bleeding because Team USA were so intense, in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they were pressuring. Offensively, they were making every shot. So you need those threes to actually to win that game, and those don't fall. And but yeah, I mean, even if I know it hurts Serbian people to watch, to watch the game and to see people talking about it. And I saw a lot of reactions talking about the refs, but man, they just they have to be proud of what they did.
They deserve the biggest respect. I mean, and I guess, yeah, like you say, it felt like they had that game in their pocket at some point, and 6-point swing with that foul from Jokic that was supposedly before the shot. I looked at it today again. I mean, the whistle went only after Kevin Durant got the ball out of his hands. So maybe that's why they counted in Durant's 3, after which they got a possession and Devin Booker got a 3-pointer as well. So that's 6 points to USA. But I was just a bit surprised that this play wasn't reviewed. Of course, it was 7 minutes left still, and Serbia kept in that game regardless of that one episode. But
it was huge.
It was, details like that really add up. And that was Jokic's fourth foul. We saw how USA went right after Jokic on offense to get him the fifth foul, all the post-up plays for Embiid. And since Jokic couldn't defend the way he would, Embiid got a lot of shots in, got it going. So that's really it. I mean, Dobric probably will have a very, very tough time to forget this missed three-pointer. And then after, he went back on D and stumbled on a screen, and Curry got a wide-open three. We had a similar situation, I think, last year with Guduric, if I'm not mistaken, missing a three-pointer from the corner in the final. And this is going to be one more very, very tough moment to forget for all the Serbian fans and especially for Ognjen Dobric. Just quickly before we continue, a quick shout out from our friends Hostinger. Hostinger provides not just hosting services, but also has a website builder that's powered by AI. Instead of spending hours learning to code or using unoriginal templates, you can just type in a text prompt and customize a website from scratch. The fun part is you get your domain for free with a hosting plan that's at least 1 year long. Find all the links in the description, and with our code BNews10 you get 10% off of all hosting plans.
Everybody has seen and everybody understands now that the world has caught up to Team USA. Like, a lot of people have been talking about it, but this game was the perfect example that even if USA brings their best players, the world has caught up. But to me, what I was thinking after the game, I was trying to decide if this was the best game I've ever seen. And probably 2016 NBA Finals Game 7 is up there, 2008 USA-Spain. But at the same time, I thought, okay, but what happens when LeBron, Steph, and KD is no longer there? Yes. Is the new generation, is the young generation of USA so unbeatable and will be so dominant?
I mean, the current situation says that they probably won't be, because the biggest stars of the NBA right now are the European players, or international players, even, you could say, with SGA if we include. So,
and because at the same time, Serbia is nowhere near the population of the United States.
8 million people. That's nothing.
It's like I saw on Twitter, Mike Hall said. Former player, he wrote that, guys, remember that Serbia is like a population of Houston area, and this country is competing. Serbia and other countries in the world are competing with USA on almost the same level. I know it took almost a perfect game from them, but it took almost a perfect game from Team USA as well. I mean, we saw iconic Steph Curry, LeBron triple-double, KD turning up, former MVP Joel Embiid.
Embiid, who was struggling throughout this tournament. Maybe against Brazil he had a better game, but in this fourth quarter he really stepped up. It took a lot.
So I'm just wondering what are we going to see from Team USA. I mean, 4 years after, 8 years after this.
It's hard to predict what's going to happen. Obviously, we don't know what talent is going to be there for the European teams or any other international teams. So it's hard to say, but at the moment, I would be concerned. If your main guys were the veterans that defined the last few decades of basketball, who are these guys that are going to define basketball now? Because at the moment, it seems like it's the Europeans, and if that's the case, can Ant-Man, I don't know, Ja Morant or Zion Williamson, Jason Tatum, who didn't really play in these Olympics, can these be the guys to dominate? We'll see.
We'll see. And but hey, however, now it's their time to celebrate. I love that KD video where he was said, I will for sure, everybody will remember this evening for the rest of their lives. And I can't wait to see a documentary, to be honest, about these Olympics, about these last 1 year, from the World Cup and their loss.
I don't think you could write it any better than, reality writes the best drama.
It's impossible. I mean, the three iconic players getting the three most important possessions of the game. The
moments after where LeBron and Curry embraced each other.
And KD as well.
Yeah.
It's just...
Curry and KD.
We
Crazy.
saw history. We saw
history.
Probably
We have to agree that we just saw history, and we need to appreciate that because sometimes we think about recency bias, but I think this game will be remembered for years and years and in detail because even this happened last night. I remember every single episode from fourth quarter. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let us know if you think this was the best game of basketball you have ever seen.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. And for more details on these games, check out our bonus episode coming out later today.